Welcome back to more Genealogy to Hollywood. So last time, yeah, it was chapter 5, the end of it, and yeah, things didn't end so great for Sigurd and company. Sigurd is dead, he was burnt to a crisp by Lord Arvis, and the fate of the rest of his army is still unknown. But yeah, now it's time for some payback. It's time to start the second generation and see how the story unfold from there. I think it's really interesting, so yeah, let's get a move on. Here's chapter 6. And a nice recap of what happened last time. The final battle for control of Granville sent its most powerful figures to the grave. Just as he had planned, this left Arvis as the sole ruling power of the kingdom. Opposition from Sless and Leonsta was swiftly crushed, and so Arvis unified all Jugdral under Granville's rule, with overwhelming support from his subjects. Arvis thus became the first emperor of the Granville Empire. 17 years had passed since the Battle of Valhalla. And here's Emperor Arvis. The adoring public who once welcomed the rise of Emperor Arvis now struggle under his oppressive dictatorial rule. This is interesting. So yeah, it wasn't... once Arvis did get into power, it wasn't always that bad. It was actually not too bad. Things were stable, but then, yeah, this happened. And across Jugdral and the other realms now dominated by Granville, their people have been reduced to living as little more than slaves to the Empire's whims. In the former kingdom of Isaac, Granville's harsh rule tortures the Isaacian people. King Danon, the appointed king of Isaac, is a brutal and unforgiving tyrant. That name might be familiar. He's actually one of Langbold's children. Or sons, I should be saying. Of course, the other one was Lex. Just like his late father Duke Langbold, yeah. While Danon himself lives an indulgent life at the Revo Palace, the people remain little more than slaves to the Empire. His second son, Johad, rules Isaac Castle, while his youngest, Chilhalvia, rules Sofara. And the remote Ganesha region is governed by Danon's trusted confidant, General Harold. Another sane recolor. Well, under their rule, Isaac knows no freedom. However, one last hope remains for Isaac. Tirananog. That should also be a familiar name. It's the name of the company that Karga made after he left Intelligent Systems. He'd make a game called Emblem Saga, but he had to change the name to Tyrann Saga because of copyright. And then he got copyright anyway, so yeah. Anyway, Tirananog, an Isaac village in Isaac's far north. There, Prince Shannon works to raise a liberation army. Also, by the way, what a glow up. Shannon is like the prime be careful who you call ugly in middle school person in my eyes, but anyway. Whose strength grows with each passing day. Among these proud young warriors is a young man dubbed the Scion of Light by the people of Isaac and revered as the rightful prince of the Granville Empire. He is the brave young leader of the Liberation Army. His name is Selef. Yup. It should be pretty obvious who we're following for this story now. Anyway, chapter 6, Heirs to the Light. And this is the enemy phase scene for this chapter, by the way. And here's Ganesha. Harold, have you thrown over the rebels yet? Or ferreted out the rebels yet? Or are you content to leave them unchecked for the rest of their days? Shannon and his rebel ilk are growing stronger by the day, and now they hamper us at every turn. And as if that weren't enough, they harbor the spawn of Sigurd the traitor. The very existence of this scum utterly defiles the authority of the Isaacian throne. How do you expect me to explain this sorry state to His Imperial Majesty? 1,000 apologies, Your Highness, but everything is already under control. The rebel hideout has been found, and even as we speak, an army is on its way to crush them. Those vile mice have nowhere else to run. By sundown, not a single rebel will still be breathing. Very well. But be warned, Harold. Don't even think of underestimating them. Most of the rebels are too young to pose a threat, but they still have Oife and Shannon. Those two alone are extremely dangerous. Dismissing them would be a fatal mistake. Yes, sir, I'm aware, but I've already had Tyrannog, the rebel hideout, surveyed in secret. And it appears that neither are anywhere in sight. It's safe to assume them to be currently absent, sir. What? Then why are we still talking about this? Send the order to move in on Tyrannog immediately. The people of Isaac are treating these rebels like some kind of heroes of freedom. But it's high time they learn the error of their ways. Kill them, all of them. I'll be waiting back at Revo. I expect nothing but good news. And there he goes. And his Tyrannog. We have a problem, Lord Seleth. Looks like the Empire's finally caught on to our whereabouts. A brigade south from Ganesha, and they seem to be headed our way. Ulster, why so surprised? Do you really think our little hideout wouldn't be found out sooner or later? Let them come, I say. It only makes the battle easier for us. It'll be the easiest thing to just walk right over Ganesha and pick them off as you go. You've gotta be kidding. Prince Shannon's still off trying to find the Yeed Shrine, and Oife and the others aren't back yet. It's just us two against the entire army. Surely even you can't think this will end well. I don't care. You can't sit here and be as scared witless as you want by not letting a chance like this pass. The prince still treats us like helpless children, but come on, we've had more than enough training. We're ready for real action, but I'm not gonna run away anymore. I'm sick to death of sitting here while those monsters butcher our friends. Or worse, the Empire's thugs are still out there, snagging any girl they see. If Prince Shan hadn't come for me that day, I'd be just another one of them, dead or wishing I was. I won't forgive or forget their pain. No, that's not it, Lasse. You're right, it's horrible and all, but you're wary of engaging the enemy out of concern for my safety, aren't you, Ulster? Most likely, I presume Shan would have given you strict orders to keep me safe. After all, if Shan had not given such an order, you'd already be out there in the fray. To not be thirsting for a good battle just isn't the Ulster I know. Oh, that's right. Sorry, sir. I was hoping we didn't have to involve you. I'm no child anymore either, Lasse. If you two plan to fight, then I plan to fight by your side. There's more at stake today than only the resistance. What a Tyrannog. We owe so much to its people. I refuse to abandon them at such a critical hour. But we've no time to waste debating this. Lana, stay behind and help the citizens. We'll engage the foe in the western gully. Wait, my lord, I'm coming too. I cannot permit that, Lana. A cleric such as yourself is ill-suited for such a battlefield. This is my fight too. You won't convince me any more than you could convince Lasse. Every day I think the Empire can't get any more cruel, and every day I'm proven wrong. They prey on the weak and vulnerable as if snuffing out their lives is a sport to them. I can't sit quietly and accept this. I may not be able to fight, but I have my own way of defending everyone. My apologies, Lana. You're absolutely right. The battle for Isaac's freedom rests upon all of us. Very well. We shall all go together. How this will turn out, I cannot say. But we owe it to all of Isaac to give this battle no less than our best. Yes, my lord, and sorry, I shouldn't have spoken so brashly. Ha, you're nothing to apologize for. Now Ulster, Lasse. Now Ulster, Lasse, Lana, the time has come. Move out! And here we are. We've got a new lord, we've got 3 new party members, or units I should be saying, and we got, well, it's not bandits, but it may as well be considering how many of them use axes. But anyway, let's talk about, not actually end of the year just yet, let's talk about how inheritance works a little bit. So, it's a bit complicated, but let's go over the easy things first. First off, you may notice that Sylph has a lot of items. And oh yeah, there was some other things I want to clear up too. So for example, authority. I actually got the calculation for authority a little bit incorrect. Basically, instead of how it actually is that you get 10, I believe it's 10 hidden void for 2 leadership stars, you get 20 for 3 stars, 30 for 4 stars, and 40 for 5 stars. And yeah, this goes for the leader or for characters within 3 tiles radius of the leader. So yeah, there you go. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that works for accuracy and evasion. But anyway, let me double check that real quick. Yes, it is. So yeah, like I said, so Selov actually one-ups his father because he has 3 leadership stars instead of 2. So that means 20 hidden avoid if you're near Selov or you are Selov. So yeah, that's great. But yeah, we'll actually talk about stuff, but I want to talk a little about inheritance. So let's go over the easy things first. So like I said, you can inherit items. For regular items, it's easy. Just have them in the inventory and they get passed down. So in this case, because Sigurd had the Paragon Band, the Barrier and Shield Rings, they got passed down. As for weapons, they need to be, the kid needs to be able to equip the weapon in the first place. Luckily, that's pretty easy with Selov because he has star rank swords just like his father. So yeah, that means that Selov can take any sword that Sigurd has, which is nice, and I did take advantage of that as you see that. But yeah, here's the thing though, Sigurd could use lances in his Night Lord class. If you have one in Sigurd's inventory, it's not gonna be in Selev's because Selev can't use lances. Simple as that. As for other things, this might be a bit easier to show with one of these two, the sword twins, I like to call them. Skills. So, skills, they get passed down, all of them. The only exception really is the sword skills, which I guess I can go into skills here. Those skills would be Astra, Luna, and Soul, because as you see there, they're called sword, so that means that you're only getting these skills if you're a sword infantry unit, if the kid is a sword infantry unit. If not, you're not getting these skills, so yeah, that's something good to know. But yeah, basically any skill gets passed down, the exception is if it's a class skill, so let's use Lassie again. Ira had a debt because she became a sword master, but Lassie doesn't have it because that's a class skill and you cannot inherit class skills. Simple as that. So yeah. And you may also notice like, so yeah, let's look at Sylvia. So he gets Pursuit thanks to his father, and he gets the Hill thanks to his mother, so yeah, who's obviously Deirdre. So yeah. Let's talk about some other things to get inherited. First up, money. This one's a bit weird. Basically, you'll get some money from the father and the mother, but it's a very small amount because basically it gets added together. So let's say the mother and father has the cap, 50,000 gold. So then you add those together, you get 100,000. Then you divide that by 10, which becomes 10,000, and then you plus 2,000 and you get 12,000. So yeah, that's the maximum amount of money a child can start with. But you're probably not getting that much, but it also means that the minimum is 2,000. So the child's gonna start between 2,000 and 12,000, which you could probably make use of, but it's a little hard, so yeah. That's not to worry. But hey, so I'm starting with a decent amount, so that's good to see. Anyway, so also, yeah, growth rates. Let's talk about those a little bit. So those also get passed down. It's a bit complicated, but basically what you need to know is, let's use Lassie again as our example. Basically what happens is that Lassie is going to take Iris growth rates, then add on Lex's growth rates but halved, and then add Holy Blood, which also gets passed down. That's something I should have mentioned too, because it's easy. So basically, yeah, if your parents had Holy Blood, then they get passed down. And in some cases, you can also get Major Holy Blood. That mainly happens with if the father or mother had a legendary weapon, or you do something with, like, Lassie's parents, for example, because yeah, they can actually get Major Odor Blood with one parent, which I will talk about a little bit, but anyway. So back to Self. So yeah, that also means that yeah, in Self's case, he's going to be taking most of his growth rates on Sigurd, a little bit from Deirdre, and then adding onto his Holy Blood. So yeah, but for simplicity's sake, I'm just gonna be reading off that growth rates off a website, so yeah. Anyway, stats can also get passed up. That's a bit more complicated, so yeah, I'm not gonna be talking about that. Because also, HP and luck get different. Had different rules for how they get passed up, but yeah. Let's just say that, yeah, some stats will get passed down, and again, like growth rates, it depends on who the main parent is. So yeah, in Selv's case, that would be Sigurd. In Ira, no, not Ira's case, Larcy's case would be Ira, and then Ulster's case, it would be Lex. So yeah, there you go. So that's all you need to know there, really. So that's basically inheritance works. And yeah, now let's actually talk about units, finally. And this should be interesting, because I kind of built these units up myself because of inheritance. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about what I plan to do with these units, I guess you could say. So anyway, here is Lord Seliph. He's our lord, he's just a lord though. Which means he doesn't have a mount. So that actually means that he's actually going to have a little bit of a harder time doing Sigurd things. But he has the Paragon Band, and that's a very important thing. I think always you should give this to Seliph, because what we want to do with Seliph is make him turn him into as father as possible, basically, because yeah, once Seliph promotes, he gets Sigurd's class, so yeah, we want to get him that mount as quickly as possible, hence why he has the Paragon Band. So, simple as that. And yeah, and to help accomplish this, he doesn't have the best setup in the world for this. All I really have to help him out is the barrier and shield rings. This will mean that he can stay in the fight for a little bit longer. And so this will mean that he'll be able to stay in the fight a little bit longer and you know, get more experience basically. And yeah, he has Sigurd's Silver Sword, which almost has 50 kills. So yeah, he's probably going to be getting those 50 kills, which means he can crit. If he crits, an enemy dies, basically. But he doesn't kill without a critical, I do believe, because of the setup. So yeah, that's one issue. But yeah, I also have the Light Brand for level 1 to range, and he starts with a Slim Sword, so yeah. Always. So yeah. You want to be a little careful because yeah, with inheriting items, if you have too many items, some will go into the storage, which means you have to waste a turn to go and get it out of the storage, which is a little bit annoying. But yeah, I made sure that wasn't gonna be a problem for any of the children, so yeah. So let me see if I can find sales growth rates. Apparently not here, so give me a little bit. I'm gonna probably use a different website for these because there's another website I like for finding growth rates. Yeah, give me a little bit. So here we go. So Seliph's growth rates, they are a bit insane. The thing that you know about the second generation is that yeah, characters have quite insane growth rates, not gonna lie. So Seliph, 140 HP, 55 strength, 30 magic, 60 skill, 35 speed, 45 luck, 45 defense, and 30 res. So yeah, he's kind of like the best of both worlds of his father and mother, which is great to see. So yeah, and yeah, Seliph is going to be the most important unit in this run, and that's why, well, I gave him all these things. He has Paragons he can promote as quickly as possible, and yeah, and hopefully he'll have some fun with that Silver Sword. So yeah. But yeah, his base stats are a little bit but yeah, with those good growth rates though, he should be able to grow into a very magnificent unit, and yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. So anyway, on to our next unit that I'm going to be talking about, the Sword Twins. They're very similar actually, but because of a few things that happened, yeah, they're in a little bit of a weird spot to be honest, but anyway. Well, at least Ulster. But yeah, let's talk about Larcy first, because she is pretty simple. Larcy basically is like a mother. Very simple. Because yeah, like her mother, she's a Myrmidon. She has some pretty good base stats. I'm pretty sure that thanks to how well her mother and her father did in the first generation, that is probably the reason why. But yeah, pretty good base stats. She's extremely fast. She has some pretty good strength. Her bulk is a little bit but that shouldn't be a problem because of her growth rates. But anyway, I'll talk about those in a little bit. But yeah, Larcy. In terms of weapons, thanks to her mother, she is actually able to pass down swords, which, to be honest, all I really wanted to do was pass down the silver sword, but I decided to bring up some other swords just cause. So like I said, I just decided to get some other swords just cause. I feel like this Wing Slayer is probably better on someone else because it's worth a good amount, because here's the thing about this pairing. If you have Lex as the father with Lasse and Ulster, they have like no money problems at all. It's kind of funny because of, well, their skills, Paragon. Because yeah, with that, they can basically clear the arena and get a ton of experience, and then you basically don't need to worry about the middle, which is actually really good because remember, they are still foot units, so they're not going to see as much action as your mounted units, just like the first generation. So the fact they can get the maximum experience in any arena, no problem, and means that they can promote no problem is great too. So yeah, and yeah, they both get some pretty good sexual skills. Pursuit obviously is important. Nihil, not bad. It actually makes them pretty tanky considering what their growth rates are going to be like. Vantage is okay, but we're probably not going to see it be used that much. Astra, of course, is amazing, and Paragon, of course, is amazing. So yeah, these two are going to do a pretty good job. Lasse is the better end of the step, because as you see here, Ulster only has an Iron Blade, and the reason for that is because Lex is his main parent, aka the father, and Lex cannot inherit swords. The only one you can really inherit easily is the Silver Blade, but you need to make sure that Lex kills Chagall in Chapter 3, and you don't sell the Silver Blade. So yeah. But that's okay, because yeah, with the Iron Blade, he's going to be strong enough as is. And because of Paragon, it's not going to be an issue. And also, you can buy a Silver Blade later in the map too. He even has 10,000 gold, so he should be able to do that no problem. So yeah. And let's go with that growth rates now. I believe they're similar, but yeah, I will make sure that, you know, I have the correct ones. So yeah, lastly, her growth rates are 125% HP, 50 strength, 7 magic, 70 skill, 40 speed, 30 luck, 6 defense, and 7 rose. So yeah, all her physical stats are mighty impressive. It says she's 60% defense. She's actually quite the good frontline because of that. So yeah, if I need to bait in some enemies, then yeah, they can actually do a pretty good job. And yeah, like I said, I am talking about both of them at the same time, maybe because yeah, they're very similar units. It's just that Lasse's probably slightly better because she promotes the Sword Master. Ulster is unlucky and gets hero, just like Holland did in Gen 1. So yeah, Lasse gets another skill. Ulster is stuck with no extra skill, but at least he'll still be strong as is, so no problem there. And yeah, not only do they have the insane growth rates, but also the promo gains are the same, so yeah. These units are going to grow into monsters. But anyway, let me see Ulster's growth rates. But yeah, like I said, he's good. It's just that, yeah, he doesn't have the class, he doesn't have Swordmaster. If he did, he'd be on par with, if he did have Swordmaster, he'd be on par with, Lasse, but yeah. I say he's slightly worse, but that really, it's not that bad. The promo gains for hero are still good. He does get an extra skill, but you can obviously fix that with a good weapon. Because yeah, they both have A rank, so you can use any sword you really want. Silver swords will be all they need to do what they need to do. So yeah, no problem there. So while Lasse is probably slightly better, really they're both just as good as each other, so no issues there. And yeah, those growth rates are the way out because of the Holy Blood. And yeah, there's one more thing I need to talk about them after I talk about Ulster's growth rates, which I have up now. 135% HP, 55 strength, 7 magic, 65 skill, 35 speed, 30 luck, 60 defense, 7 rose. So yeah, growth rates are quite insane, like I said. Anyway, so in terms of other pairings, these two are pretty flexible thanks to the fact that they always come pursuit because the class is good for Myrmidon. So you can do a lot of fun things. The other current pairing for Heir is Holland, and the reason for that is because they'll actually get major, Odo blood from that, which is cool, but the only issue with that is that, it's like good for growth rates and stuff, Like you can get 155% HP and 125 skill from that major older blood on All-Star at least. But yeah, of course you won't have Paragon, you have Luna, but that's alright I guess. But yeah, and also there's another issue too. If you have Major Holy Blood, you can use the Holy Weapon. The issue is that the Odo Holy Weapon has a rightful heir to it already, and if you want these two to use it, you're gonna have to do some weird glitch. I might look into this glitch in the next step and tell you about it a little bit, because yeah, next chapter we're getting the rightful heir to that weapon, so yeah. That's why I don't really like Holland that much. I prefer Lex, probably. But yeah, still a pretty cool parry because the 155 HP and 125 skill is quite funny. And the high skill is good because they do have Astra and Luna. So yeah, although I think in this game they don't proc together, so yeah, that's a little unfortunate. But oh well. But yeah, in my practice playthrough though, I did a pretty fun pairing with Noish and Pyro. This gave them critical, and actually it was really fun. I even had a video of them showing off how cool critical is, so yeah. Like I said, that was a fun pairing. And yeah, they actually turned out really good when I did that pairing too. So like I said, these two are really flexible. Just don't get them someone's good at magic and you're good. Like if you give a L to Ira, yeah, you're not gonna have a fun time, let's just say. But anyway, we still have one more unit to talk about though. Lana. So Lana is like Ideen. She heals, that's really it. And unfortunately she does have a mount, so she's gonna be falling behind. Luckily she has Physic. Restore is also range 2, so yeah, she won't have too many issues doing her thing, so that's good. Well, at least with Physic, because yeah, if you don't have Physic, then yeah, you're gonna have a tough time trying to actually heal people, especially if they're mounted. But yeah, we don't have a mounted unit yet though, so to be honest, she might not be too bad at job. But anyway, she gets B rank stars, which is actually pretty cool, because you can do some interesting things with that. Like, yeah, we can give a warp, we can give a silence, we can give a physic. So yeah, you're getting a recover too. I decided to just go with man, just cause. But yeah. So her father's Medea, and that means that you can get Pursuit and Accost, which is kind of weird. It's mainly for the brother in this pairing, so yeah. Or the son, I should be saying. But yeah, she does actually have minor Holy Blood though. She has minor Ulir Holy Blood. Like I said in the first generation, it's many HP unlocked. So it might be good, it's gonna be a little bit average though. But yeah, like I said, really, she got a little bit shafted I guess, but she can still do her job just fine. For the pairing, because yeah, we're mainly, with this pairing, I wanted to focus on the son more than the daughter, or Lana in this case, so yeah. But she should still be able to do her job just fine. And actually there's some cool things about Lana. First off, I actually pair her with Seliph, because yeah, as you see here, lover is still a thing, and yeah, the kids can still fall in love. And what's funny about Lana itself, it's actually the easiest pairing for Seliph to get, which seems weird, because no one knows who this girl is, because she's not on Heroes yet, and Seliph is the main character, but yeah, that's just how it goes. Although, I have seen a lot of Seliph Lasse shipping, and it's a little weird for me, but I don't hate it that much, so it's better than who Lasse got in the manga, let's just say, but anyway. But yeah, I will say one thing, once she's promoted, she becomes kind of fun to use, because she has Pursuit, she can actually fight things decently well. And just like with Ideen, I can very well use the Staff Abuse to get her to promotion really quick. Like, double a lot of money on her, and then use Warp a lot, and there you go, promote. And yeah, we may very well do that again, because the next chapter is a long one, so yeah. That means that, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of time to do the, staffing. But anyway, as for growth rates, with my pairing, and yeah, I'm gonna be focusing on my pairings for growth rates, because, obviously, 100% HP, 35 strength, 32 magic, 35 skill, 50 speed, 65 luck, 35 defense, 7 res. Not too bad, actually, for a cleric. With those, growth rates. But anyway, time for other pairings. So she can get A rank stars thanks to Claude, because Claude passes down his Bragi blood to her, and that means that she can use Rescue, because you can inherit Rescue thanks to getting it in chapter 5 with that pairing, and that's really useful because Rescues are extremely powerful stuff when used correctly. Too bad I don't have it, but once I do get it though, yeah, you're gonna see just how powerful it is and why it's really a good idea to try and get that. Yeah, you'll shaft the sun in the pairing because the sun really needs a lot of strength. And Pursue as well. But the rescue utility I can see being worth it just because of how powerful the rescue stuff is. And yeah, there's also some other funny things about Rescue 2, which I may talk about later. There's actually a funny glitch involving it that can allow your units to move at full movement. Or unlimited movement, which is pretty cool. But anyway, but yeah, that's really all I'd say about Lana. If you want to make them better at magic, there's always other pairings too. Like I said, Claude's a good option. Azel could be too. But yeah, most people like to focus on the Sun in this pairing just because he's quite a strong frontline unit. Kind of frontline unit. So, making him better is definitely a good thing. Because yeah, all Lana really is a healer, so yeah, can't really say much else than that. But yeah, that was a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking about these units a lot, just because they're really interesting. But anyway, one last thing that we're gonna talk about, then I'm gonna be doing the next turn in the part, because yeah, I can't talk a lot, but anyway, so, you might be wondering, what happens if you weren't able to pair the characters together? Like, for example, let's say that Heir wasn't able to get pairing at all. Well, instead, you'll get the substitute for the kids. What's a substitute? Well, it's basically an entirely different unit that's normally much weaker, and gets no inheritance. I will be talking about them, but I think what I'm going to be doing is, they're going to get their own separate video after I finish the chapter that, we are in. So like, yeah, I'm gonna have a full video talking about what the substitutes do in chapter 6, because not only are the substitutes different units, but they also get their own events. So yeah. So yeah, that was a lot of talking, but yeah, like I said, there's a lot you can talk about with this generation, so yeah. So I mean, as you see here, they have a talk, so we're going to be taking advantage. And yeah, also another thing about this map too, I should mention. There's no arena, so yeah, just, yeah, if you go in here and you try to go to the arena, yeah, there isn't one, so yeah. So I'm gonna put Lasse here with a silver sword, and we're going to chat up. And I get all this music. You're holding up okay so far, Lasse? Yeah, I'm game by fine. Just be careful out here, okay? Your usual brazen antics will only get you in trouble. Now, I know. What do you think what? Do you think I'm still a child? Heh. Man, that iron will of yours. Guess you're just like Mom was. If what Prince Shannon told us is true. Yeah, Ira. I can't remember a thing about her. You? No, of course not. We're twins, remember? If you were too young to remember, then so was I. But we weren't even 2 years old yet back then. It was Oife who took us with him when he fled to Isaac with Silith. We waited and waited, but Mom never followed. I guess she didn't make it out of the Battle of Valhalla alive. Ulster, you swore you'd never say awful things like that. Mom is alive. Alive, I'm sure of it. Don't you dare say otherwise ever again. Sorry, Lasse. You're right. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the siblings have a conversation, and yeah, it always gives +1 luck to one of them, so yeah. And yeah, we're gonna have Lana come along too, because she can heal. And yeah, that's really it. And we only have 4 units, so let's go to the enemy phase. And like I said, after this I'm gonna end the part because I've been talking for too long. And yeah, here's Self in action. And like I say, he doesn't one-run up base, so... But he'll be getting a lot of experience, so yeah, that's good. But yeah, quite a lot of enemies. Also, there's a bandit, or barbarian, should be saying. He doesn't move yet, but yeah, he'll move in a little bit, so we want to get a little bit of a move on here. He's the person who's part of the revolt phase. Anyway, like I said, let's end the part here, so... And also, yeah, I can have Selith maybe go off and maybe fight one of these two. I might do that, and then we could give one of these kills to maybe Lasse and stuff. But anyway, so next time on Fire Emblem 4, we're going to be continuing on with this map, seeing more units, and also trying to make our way to our first boss. So look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for Dungeon.